Well, our pal, the veteran journalist, who's worked inside the political game and has been required reading at the highly rated top of the ticket political commentary column at LATimes.com, is packing up the U-Haul and moving from the LA Times to Investors Business Daily. So my bookmarks are about to change, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only, Andy Malcolm is joining Investors.com and joins us on our Newsmaker line to tell us a little about it. How you doing there, Andy?
Yeah, I'm doing great. How are you, Scott?
Wonderful to catch up with you as always, and congrats on the new gig. This is wonderful.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I have nothing bad to say about the LA Times. They asked me to invent the top of the ticket 4.5 years ago, and have backed me all the way. But Investors Business Daily made an offer, without the horse's head that you can't refuse, so we're starting over there on Monday, and I'll be putting out the word on Twitter where to find it and so on. But we're excited, and excited to be talking with you this morning too.
73,000 followers on Twitter. So a lot of folks will be making the switch with us on Monday to find Andy. So how often will your column appear at Investors.com?
I'm sorry, what?
How often are you going to be writing? Are you going to do a regular column or blogging? Yeah. What you going to do?
It'll be the same as at LATimes.com/ticket. It'll be the same. I'll be up there several times a day, writing away, and the same sort of. How does politics work from the inside? Told, I hope, in entertaining narrative form and with some commentary. We've got one up there today about the latest Obama gaffe, and I mean not at Investors, but at the LA Times. So yeah, it's going to be exciting, and I'm looking forward to talking with you some more, as even from the new place.
Oh, I can't wait. Absolutely can't wait. By the way, the latest Obama gaffe, I have not seen the top of the ticket blog yet, but let me guess and see if this is...
When you start saying at a time when the top 0.1% has seen their incomes go up 4 or 5 times over the last 20 years, and folks at the bottom have seen their incomes decline, and your response is that you want poor folks to pay more? Give me a break. If asking a billionaire to pay the same tax rate as a janitor makes me a warrior for the working class, I wear that with a badge of honor. I have no problem with that.
All right, so there's my prediction on what the latest gaffe is. Is that the ticket?
Yeah, you got it. It's He almost caught himself, but not quite. So we'll see what happens. I see Drudge just put it up a few minutes ago, so you're ahead of this curve here, as usual.
Now, what's amazing, though, is that you point out a lot of these that are amazing, whether it's Corpsman or 57 States, or, I mean, he's been on a roll lately.
Yeah, he was hailing America for building the Intercontinental Railroad.
Oh, I had a good laugh over that one. Yeah, I was envisioning this railroad, this railway line from New York to London, right?
Something like that. I don't know what he had in mind.
But what's amazing to me, Andy, is that your brethren in the mainstream media, they just seem to sort of ignore this stuff, and I don't think they would your old boss George W. Bush. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, that's these memes develop that there's this, and then everybody looks for it to happen in one place, and it seems to be a pattern, but it's actually made a pattern. It's kind of sad in a way, but it's also predictable, and. It's good for my business because people know they're going to get the unpredictable over there. But how about this Republican race, huh? Hasn't this been something? You were all over the Florida story.
We spent a lot of time on that today. What's amazing to me, it seems as though this, the line I use is that Perry is over has sort of jumped the shark. I mean, he obviously had a terrible debate. And the the straw poll performance not good for him or Mitt Romney to have Herman Cain trounce him like that. But it seems to be a little hyperventilation among the chattering class here a little bit that is not fitting the facts here. What do you think?
You're absolutely right. We've got a long way to go. But one of my colleagues, Mark Barabak, who's a veteran political reporter, pulled up for me out of his files a story talking about what a terrible debate the Republican presidential candidate had, and how sort of inarticulate he was at times, and this was obviously a serious blow to his candidacy. And of course, that story appeared in the fall of 1999 for George W. Bush. So, the story doesn't always turn out the way it does this far out. In fact, 20 years ago, Bill Clinton, on this day, had not yet announced his candidacy. Well, that's how early we are. So, and here's an interesting fact I find. In 1960, John F. Kennedy announced his presidential candidacy, on January 3rd of the election year. Can you imagine pulling all that off now, that late in the game?
And what's amazing is we're hearing more and more, and I'm as guilty as anybody, saying, "Gosh, are we down to a two-person race here for this GOP nomination?"
It's starting to look that way. I mean, it's getting. Although it is early, it's getting late for somebody to get in. These are massive, as you well know from your long coverage. These are massive operations to set up a presidential campaign, and you can make a best effort, but to get in this late for somebody else would be a real undertaking. Now, the Gallup, the positive intensity score poll that they took last week, I wrote about it. It's kind of interesting. What they do is they take the most intense, or the people who like somebody the best, and they subtract from it the people who like them not at all. And Rick Perry and Herman Cain had been way ahead of the pack at 29 in the Republican field, and Rudy Giuliani, for some reason, had been in the mid-teens along with Sarah Palin. But the latest one came out and showed Mitt Romney making a real surge from like 6% up to tie Giuliani, and Sarah Palin and Michelle Bachmann sliding way back down into the single digits, and Herman Cain sliding too. So in terms of how strongly people feel, it appears, of course we won't know for a while, but it appears that Republican voters are starting to sort out this field of, 9 last week, and taking the two tall guys that the TV always puts in the middle, Perry and Romney, and sort of sizing them up together. That's what it appears to be.
It sure does, and it's going to be fascinating to watch, and thankfully we'll have you reporting on it every step of the way for us at investors.com, which is great news for those of us that love your work, Andy. Good to catch up with you. Looking forward to lots of chats between now and Election Day. You take care.
You bet, buddy. Bye.
Andy Malcolm, previously top of the ticket blog at LA Times, beginning Monday, investors.com. Check that out. All right, Rob and I will go through the news of the day, including play a clip of Mitch Daniels defending Rick Perry coming up.